What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, December 17th, 2018. Will the Bitcoin run continue? Also talking some Litecoin. Will the Bitcoin run continue? This is going to be a live stream. If you're a replay viewer, I did a Bitcoin video, technical analysis, a little bit earlier today. Go see my previous video if you kind of want to skip around. I put some timestamps in there for you. And if you're a replay viewer, want to see this technical analysis part or a technical analysis in this live stream, then you can hit the timestamps below. I'll do my best to get them down there. I appreciate everybody coming by. Perosi saying smash the like. Gonna give it a few minutes to get started with the video. I have a ton of tabs open, and I feel like it's affecting my streaming quality. Can already tell my computer's acting a little funny, and I just got a brand new Mac. I just did. Electrician Services Corp. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's here right now. Going to cover Bitcoin a little bit today. And if you guys can see me, if we're streaming live, if it's looking good, if it's sounding good, please press 1. If it's not, please press 2, because I might have to reboot this computer. Please let me know if everybody can let me know. And we'll just give it 1 minute to get started. And this is me checking the live stream on my... Okay, so it's just my own little dashboard on YouTube that froze. And this is me checking the live stream on my... Okay, so it's just my... Sorry, buddy. I feel like I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm going to refresh this page. Sorry, buddy. Patience. This is crazy. Liquid Canvas can hear the echo. Thank you, everybody, for being patient with me as I just kind of refresh my page here. Okay. Cryptocurrency Watch Group says the end is here. Bitcoin hit bottom. Hey, I'm sure a lot of people think that Bitcoin has hit its bottom. We can explore that in this video. We will explore that. And I'm going to just kind of jump into it with some light news to go over with you. And then I'm going to close these tabs one by one. So this is, this came out. I'm sure you're well aware. Thanks for everybody helping me out. John Red with the $1.99 super chat says, patience is key, right, Dan? Patience is everything. I mean, I wouldn't have a YouTube video or a YouTube channel if I covered the main principle here, which is patience. If I just threw that out there, one tweet a day, I think that would be enough value in this market, is patience. That's the key to accumulation. If you're trading, that also requires patience, but it's like a different type of patience. Robert Keita, welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you could make it. Robert Kata. So Coinbase users can begin trading cryptocurrencies directly with other cryptocurrencies, the exchange startup said Monday. Wow, Coinbase, amazing. I think there's an app called Abra where you can do the same thing. Isn't there? I think there is. The functionality is giving customers the ability to directly convert between one cryptocurrency and another, which is pretty advanced, she said. It's pretty advanced. By the way, I love Abra. I really do. I think one of the things that most surprising was seeing a lot of customers frustrated because they wanted to use the product immediately, but it required 2 trading fees, she said. Initially, Coinbase Convert, which is what they're calling it, will support Bitcoin trading pairs, with customers able to convert to Bitcoin, Cash, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and 0x. More pairs may be added in future based on customer feedback. Samir says, control your emotions and you'll be fine. Appreciate that super chat. We got another $1.99 super chat. Appreciate those super chats, guys. I really do. It means a lot. Appreciate your support for the channel and just, just throwing out some good comments. Agreed. Control your emotions. That's why I always like step back, take a deep breath, maybe do a little walk around. Control your emotions. So that's Coinbase adding crypto to crypto. I mean, I wasn't too amazed by that news. I've been using Abra for quite some time now. My stream that I have running on my second screen has frozen. It's crazy. I don't know why my computer's not working. We have Edward Park. What's up? What is up, Dan? Professor Nazir says, what's Super Chat, Dan? Super Chat is basically, it allows, viewers to donate to the channel if they so choose. So that's why you see some super chats coming in, and I appreciate the support, guys. It's not necessary, but I definitely appreciate the support. There's a super chat, the Liquid Canvas, saying, I'd be surprised if that rolls out before Q2. Thank you for everything you demand. LTC all the way, baby. I love it. Thank you so much, Liquid Canvas. I really appreciate that. And very cool screen name. But yeah, LTC all the way. LTC obviously making some moves. And yeah, I'd be surprised too. I don't know why. I just, when I got into crypto, as I bet you 95% of the people on here, maybe, tech lords, 95% of the people on here, when you got into crypto, Coinbase was probably the first website or app that you used, right? It was for me. Huge doorway. And, I'm grateful for that. But for some reason, actually for a lot of reasons, Coinbase, I'm just not the biggest fan. Bitcoin price will crash to zero, says Calvin Air. I don't even know why I'm covering this. I think I'm covering it to lay the foundation to something else that I want to talk about, which is essentially the failure of Bitcoin Cash. So I'll read the headline. He says Bitcoin price will crash to zero. Original Bitcoin is a sham, he says. And I'm not going to read the article. I'm going to close that. And now we can pivot right over. To this. So not only did we have the flappening, right? We had the flappening where Litecoin surpassed Bitcoin Cash in market cap. Congratulations, Litecoin. But I don't know if many of you are aware or not, but Ethereum for the first time has passed Bitcoin Cash in terms of price. I tweeted earlier, actually. I shouldn't even do this, open up a new page, but I'm doing it because I tweeted earlier. Tech Lord says, told you last week, Dan, we are on the verge of the next bull run. Dude, so far you're pretty dead on, man. Rated R, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. $4.99 super chat, appreciate it. And you said YouTube Bitcoin no problem, Bitcoin hip hop. Oh, so he's saying to look up Bitcoin no problem, Bitcoin hip. So he's definitely doing some marketing work right now with that super chat. Bitcoin no problem, Bitcoin hip hop. Rated R, what is that? A rap? Like, is it I threw out a hip hop, I threw out a little rap song myself. So if you're trying to compete, man, we might have a problem here on my channel. I'm just kidding. I might go check it out even later. I appreciate the super chat. I really do. So, so let's see. I tweeted this earlier. So what I was saying, I said, not saying anything bad about Bcash, but the daily chart for the last year looks insane. Like if you go to the daily chart for Bcash, it does. It just looks crazy. And if you just zoom all the way out where it's really small, it's just like a line down. And there it is. You can see it on the screen. But, Bitcoin Cash, bad week, right? So it's no wonder why people are saying, Tech Lord. It's no wonder why people are saying, people that love Bcash, that is, are saying Bitcoin is going to fail. It's been a tough week for Bitcoin Cash. And I preface this tweet by saying, not saying anything bad about Bcash, because I generally just don't like talking trash on other cryptocurrencies, even if I don't like them. I think it's a waste of time. And when it comes to the heart of the issue, it really is human beings behind the project, even if they're disrespectful sometimes, depending on the project, that I don't like. And even if they do things that I don't agree with, I don't want to talk trash on them because I don't want to even give them the attention of it. So we're not talking trash here, but we can take notice. We can take strong notice of the failure of this thing called Bitcoin Cash. And you can get a sense of it on the screen, but what really illustrates the picture of what's going on is the flattening, Litecoin surpassing Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum surpassing Bitcoin Cash in price point for the first time ever. It has happened. I mean, Ethereum's had it rough. It really has. I think Ethereum will recover, but you can see it right now. On CoinMarketCap, you can see Bitcoin Cash 91.24, and you can see Ethereum 94.99. So that's that. That's Bitcoin Cash. Sarah just brought me my ginger tea, and it's definitely very good. I'm gonna step off screen so you don't have to listen to me drink. Tech Lord says, I'll sell half my Litecoin when it hits $1,500. I'm surprised, Tech Lords. I didn't think you'd ever do that. I really didn't. Ray Noah. Dan, he's the man. If he can get the bull running, no one can. I don't think I can. So a couple tweets to go over. I just wanted to kind of throw out there. Because this is like a really good general picture of my view of the market in general. Before there's too much FOMO, below is the 7-month bottom of the last bear market for Bitcoin. It had swings of 70% on the upside and 40% back to the downside. Prepare a plan on how to accumulate in an environment like that. So that's not me saying like we're going to form a bottom for Bitcoin and crypto right now, and it's going to be like months and months and months, like a 7-month bottom, exactly like last time. However, it could be. I want to throw out there that it could be longer, right? I want to throw out there that it could be shorter. I want to throw out there that literally nobody in the world knows. So that's why I said, before you FOMO into anything, just take a second to kind of come up with a plan, right? It could be long. It could be 7 months. But come up with a plan on accumulating in an environment like that. So my plan is really, if you've been watching this channel throughout the year, my plan is accumulating on the dips. Really, that's generally the best idea, right? Could you have accumulated, at every peak along this 7-month area? Yes, and you still would have made out well. However, mentally accumulating on the dips throughout this long-term, 7-month bottom would have mentally helped you so much. John Kim is in the house. John Kim says, I love Dan. I love John Kim. I was actually going to message you earlier, John, and see if you wanted to hop on a live stream one of these days, man. We got to have a little hangout. I got to hear what's new in your world as you're traveling the world, making moves. I see all the things you're doing, dude. Appreciate you so much. But yeah, maybe we can get you on the live stream one of these days and just chat, hang out. Especially on a day when Litecoin's up like 15%. I like this comment right here. Basically accumulating anytime in that period and holding until December 2021 wouldn't have mattered. The key was accumulating. Just like stocks, just make sure you're putting in. Do you think I check each month when my 401k goes through? No. We accumulate this year until 2021. I love it. Dude, I can't believe I have Litecoin Moses' attention right now, and he's trying to watch a football game at the same time. Litecoin Moses, what's up, dude? So I said I agree. For me, it's more of accumulating on dips rather than the top of 20% gains. Holding and dollar cost averaging is as much mental as it is pressing that buy button. So that's just my point. It's all mental. Like this whole game for me, this is mental. If you're long on any of these technologies, cryptocurrency, this is so mental. If you can get in check the mental aspect of this, you will do so well. So that some of that requires like stop going, scouring YouTube on how to invest right and get rich in crypto. A lot of it is sitting back and coming up with your own plan based on your own risk tolerance, right? And just trying to have a little patience. And we already had 2 comments. We talked about patience and we talked about not getting emotional. And it really is true. Those are the keys to this space. So that was that little tweet I wanted to go over. I wanted to set some tones for this. And I also wanted to just kind of bring this up. This was a tweet from November 21st, okay? This was November 21st, almost a month ago. I said Amazon is down 30% from all-time highs in September, right? And it's probably just the beginning. So if you remember, like September was around the area when Amazon just kind of, I think, broke its threshold. It was doing really well. And, by end of November, it was down 30% from that area. And I just said, is Amazon going to fail? Absolutely not. These things are cyclical. And I said it was probably just the beginning. Now, interestingly enough, when I tweeted that, it was right around 1527. And you can see, right? It was right here. I tweeted this. And we're right back at that spot. So it failed another attempt. And I want to say, I do track these things. I don't cover them on the channel, but I track them. I'm very interested in seeing what's going on with these big tech firms, right? So I want to say I'm really curious to see how this plays out. This inverse head and shoulders on the daily on Amazon that could be potentially in formation. Are we going to have another revisit to this key area of resistance that Amazon has seen? So, one of 2 things can happen. We get another resistance here, and I think that could be the precursor to something really ugly for Amazon, and that will probably play into the similar type of story. If you just go look at something like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right? So, similar type of moves, if not even worse. You can see these lower lows in formation over there. So those markets not looking extremely, extremely healthy, right? And these are after like some big gains if you zoom out on the chart. So if there's any technology I'd want to be in, if there's any type of investment I'd want to be in, I'd want to be in something like this, where we already reached that point, right, of resistance. We've already started like suffering through this bear market, and we're in potentially the last 70%. We're in that 80% to the end of it, depending on who you are or what you think. We're nearing the end of those things. So in terms of investing in traditional markets versus Bitcoin, I think the answer is clear. I really do. And then here, I want to talk about this real quick. We'll revisit this probably towards the end of the video. The biggest thing I'm watching right now is the strength of Litecoin. Wait, what? The biggest thing I'm watching right now is the strength LTC can maintain versus BTC. Okay. Watching previous lower high resistance area on LTC, BTC. So you can see it right there, like the 0.00867. Will be big if we break through. Will we break through? Time will tell. If it breaks through, I will be very, very, very intrigued in seeing What happens next for Litecoin? I mean, I'm intrigued anyway. Let's not lie about it. So let's get into the charts a little bit. Let me take a quick sip of my ginger tea. Guys, I'm on the computer all day long. I'm literally on phone calls all day long. And then I do live streams, I do videos. I'm talking all day long. So like ginger tea, you cook the ginger, you get it real nice, you put some honey in there, has proven to be very helpful for me. So just throwing that out there if any of you are talking a lot. I also got these. Not that anybody cares. They're little glasses. Not because I have sight problems. My sight is very good. But this like blocks that blue light coming off my screens all day. So I'm trying to take care of my health, everybody. I'm trying to take care of my health. So I know none of you care about this. I'm just stalling. I'm trying to get myself prepped for the technical analysis portion of this video. So here's the zoomed out chart. Just, I don't have much to talk about on here other than, it's really like if you just step back and you look at it, it's played out really nicely. Cyber Prompt said I'm a nerd. I'd agree. I would agree. It's played out nicely, right? In terms of this cycle that we've been talking about, and in terms of Bitcoin falling into a potential bottom area, right here, bottom channel. We talked about that $3,500 to $5,500 area for Bitcoin, and like we've been maintaining that general area. We've gone below it a little bit, but we've been maintaining it pretty well. And I'm really, really curious. I'm really curious to see if we stay in that channel, how long we stay in that channel, and if we stay above it. We have a CQN $1.99 super chat. Really appreciate that super chat. Who says, Dan, should I buy back my Litecoin I traded for Bitcoin? So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will tell you that I want to answer this in the LTC BTC part of the video, but we'll talk about it real quick now. So if many of you saw yesterday, I talked about the LTC BTC pair. I talked about it, I believe, when it was like right around, I want to say it was like right around here. Can you all see this? Yes. And I let everybody know that, and I don't do this a lot, but I let everybody know I actually traded some Litecoin for Bitcoin when we got here, okay? And I did that based on this wedge of lower lows, lower highs that we have for Litecoin, based on the fact that Litecoin has been in a very strong downward trend with strong resistance once kind of getting in that 50 EMA area. I said two things. Number one, it's in terms of risk, it's my favorite type of thing in terms of trying to accumulate more Litecoin, more Bitcoin is a play like that. And I basically said the worst thing that could happen with me doing that, right? Trading some of my Litecoin for Bitcoin, the worst thing that could happen is Litecoin sees no resistance, right, in this area and actually just continues up. That's the worst thing that can happen. And in my opinion, I don't think it's that bad of a thing at all. Because it's like this bullish market for Bitcoin and Litecoin are always so synergistic and so simultaneous, right? Sometimes we get a Litecoin breakout. Sometimes we get a Bitcoin breakout. So the worst thing that can happen is, so as of right now, I lost probably, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but probably 4%, right? I'm down 4% on doing that. However, if Litecoin sees its typical resistance, right, that it's seen in this pair, then we will see some resistance here, and time will prove it to possibly, go back down a little bit. And in that case, it would have proven to be a good trade. I did it just because that's just what I like doing. I don't often talk about when I do things like that, but I figured yesterday I would do that. I wanted to share it with you. In terms of you asking me, what should you do? Number one, I don't even know when you accumulated, right? I mean, if you accumulate down here, it's a different story. I don't really know when you traded your Litecoin for Bitcoin. So And if I did know, I probably still wouldn't tell you what to do, because everybody knows I hate even thinking that I could influence somebody on making a trade. So, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do. So it really depends. It really depends. I will say this, like I just said for myself, I'm completely comfortable if the LTC BTC pair continues up, never see these areas again, completely comfortable with the amount of Bitcoin I got for that trade. Bitcoin will most likely outperform itself as well. So not too bad of a thing. So that's the LTC BTC pair. That's what we're looking at. I will say this in terms of this pair, since we're on it, just really, really interesting to see now Litecoin really at this previous lower high that you see here. Litecoin is right there at that exact channel. We wicked up, came back down, saw some resistance, right now forming a red daily candle. Not much to it, obviously. It's a newer candle, I believe. And, the question is, are we going to break above this? We're going to give it another shot to break above this trend line. I'm really curious to see. It's something I will be watching. Or is Litecoin going to do what it's done every time thus far on the way down, which is stall out after a few days and go back down? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that, because it could provide more opportunity if you enjoy trading, if you enjoy trying to accumulate Bitcoin or Litecoin. This is something, I wouldn't advise you to mess around with. I like messing around with it, right? In my free time. I just do. I like using my technical analysis for trading, and doing so in LTC, BTC atmosphere is enjoyable for me. So yesterday I decided to share one of those things. And so back to the zoomed out daily chart. 100 Litecoin will buy a house in the next bull run. So here we go. Here's Bitcoin zoomed out. So I briefly mentioned this in a Litecoin video. I think it was yesterday. When was that Litecoin video? Don't remember, but I've been tracking this downward, this downward pattern of lower lows and lower highs for Bitcoin. I've really likened it to a similar move that we had after, pretty substantial type of resistance at the 50 EMA area, right? Not only were we above it a little bit back here in May, but we kind of came back through it, saw resistance here, didn't even really approach it there, and then we really fell into this downward trend of these lower lows, right? So it's a very similar move in that we were above the 50 EMA briefly, didn't hold again, traded along the 50 EMA on the daily, fell below, saw rejection, hard rejection at the 50 EMA, and we fell into this very similar pattern that you see on the screen. So it helps a lot to get some context into what you see on the screen when we go to the 4 hour. It's way more clear. And there's two things that we look at on the 4 hour, which is, and here's this, and you can see it zoomed in on the 4 hour. Here's that large falling wedge, lower lows, lower highs that we have. Here it is. It gives us a good idea. Now, what's happening is we've broken through the upper trend line. And what led us to do that, first off, is if you see this falling wedge here, right? Lower lows, lower highs, falling wedge. We had a breakout out of that wedge. And it really led us to test the top of this wedge, right? Next 4 hour candle forms, we break the top of the wedge, and now we are above this trend line. So really what I'm looking at on Bitcoin right now is, if we go back to these little notes I have, we have this 36.43 resistance, which I want to put on the 4 hour chart. Oh, it's already there. I already have it there. So we have the 36.43 resistance, which is a target that I want to see if we hit. And it's essentially the first high in this falling wedge, right? I want to see if we can break that. It's really that entry into that falling wedge. So it's a pretty, in my opinion, a critical area in terms of the wedge. So the 36.43 critical area of resistance, and then the other piece that we're tracking on here is the 50 EMA. Will it hold support? So two parts to that question really, which is number one, this larger trend line that we see falling down. Is Bitcoin going to kind of show support above it, right? But at the same time show support above the 50 EMA. So the EMAs are probably my favorite indicators to watch because they give us a clear picture of what's happening right now. So we have this slow turn on the 4-hour chart on the 50 EMA. We have this slow reversal happening. The key to a reversal on the daily chart, this really hard 50 EMA that we see on the daily chart, and I'll show it to you in a second. The key to that is first to see a reversal on the 50 EMA on the 4-hour. And you can see it just happened, right? Within the last day with this move. So the next step is what we want to see is the 50 EMA continue an upward trend. And it's okay if Bitcoin comes down a little bit, but the key that we want to see is more of a rising wedge now, where we have these higher highs, higher lows, and we start seeing support, right? And we can even see a rejection at this key resistance area, rejection, right? But we get another higher low, and we see this 50 EMA start acting as support. That's the transition that I always look for in terms of did we just form something sweet on the daily chart? Because right now, if you go to the daily chart, if you zoom out, especially, you really get a sense of how drastic this move was for Bitcoin. And you can see it. Look at the 50 EMA. We're really nowhere near even turning around yet. So we really need to see some nice moves of momentum on the 4-hour before we start seeing this 50 EMA, obviously on the daily chart. And this might require some patience. This could be a slower type of growth for Bitcoin. So Litecoin on the daily. Yeah, this is Litecoin on the daily. Wolfhound with a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate that, Wolfhound. He says, not seeing enough super chats. Dan is the man. Dude, first off, I really appreciate the super chat. I really do. I think I definitely encourage all of you to invest your money into cryptos instead of investing your money into me. But I will say, I really, really am appreciative of the super chats when they come in. So thank you for the super chat, Wolfhound, and thank you for just the encouragement for the channel itself. It really means a lot, dude. It really does. Litecoin Moses, come on, people. It doesn't take much to click the thumbs up. Show the channel some love. Somebody tell me. I don't know how many likes are there on the channel right now, on the live stream, because I want to take a quick sip. I don't know what it is, man. There's just people, and it's all good. They're just probably sitting back in their recliner. They don't feel like hitting the like button. They don't feel like hitting the subscribe. So we have 297 people watching and we have 58 likes. Hey, it's like, what is that, 20%? It's around 20%. I'll take it. Somebody said 75. I'll take it. I appreciate all of you guys. I do. So, see, GJS177 says, guilty. Listen to you in the background. That's awesome. It's all good, man. You don't have to hit this like button to be a viewer. I'm all good with it. But if we enter a true bull market, a true bull market, you better hit that subscribe button, right? Thanks, everybody. So here's Litecoin. Litecoin, what's interesting is we can take this price range, right? This is like good for perspective. We had this previous bottom, $22 and some change, right? We had this bottom, we found some support at. And then since then, it's crazy to think that we are still in the 20s. We're still in the 20s, and we've seen almost 40% gains. It's crazy. It's crazy how little it takes now to see gains. So a lot of Litecoin lovers out there on this channel right now, I know I'm a Litecoin lover. But in the grand scheme of things, two things have happened. We just saw some ridiculous gains over the last few days. And technically, if you zoom out on the charts, we have a couple of things happening. Number one, we have this breakout that we hit, this target. We saw some bouncing around above it, and then we actually broke through below that target, right? It didn't hold for support at all. But secondly, and more importantly, what I want to talk about is just the fact that within Litecoin now, potentially, we kind of have this thing going on, which is this falling wedge. So what I'm really curious of is to see right now with where Litecoin is, and we'll take out the Fibonacci, right, from Litecoin's previous swing high to previous swing low. We're going to take out that Fibonacci. We'll get a little rectangle, and we're going to take it to the 786, to the 618, and there it is. So you can see like almost perfect resistance right now at the 618. It's where we wicked up to yesterday. 786 going up to around $33. So we haven't even broke above the 618 in terms of this resistance happening. So I think what I want to look at in Litecoin right now is really this area. And I think Being's Litecoin follows Bitcoin so closely, right, in its own bullish matter and its own bearish matter, meaning sometimes it can be a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin, and then sometimes it can obviously be a little bit more bearish, right? It's like Litecoin reflects Bitcoin so accurately, but it just does it in a more volatile way, right? It's just a little bit more wild with its moves. So I think this area here, if you're really just sitting back and you're like, what is crypto doing right now? Like, what's going to happen? I really think Litecoin can be a really good tool to use in terms of helping anticipate the next step in the story. What I mean by that is in terms of this Fibonacci, and I love when patterns form like this, just very nice looking patterns that show very clear resistance. Fibonacci 618 to 786, so 618, 786 on Fibonacci right there does such a good job of creating these really nice patterns. So I want to say, if you're wondering if there will be a continued, mini bull run here, if Litecoin breaks kind of through this channel, the 618 at around $30 to around $33, and if Litecoin actually approaches right here, which is right above it, this 50 EMA, that will really help tell the story of if this will continue, this green week, I guess you could call it. So, I want to just put some perspective to that. Price range wise, that 50 EMA is still 20% away. So in order to get there, even especially this week, we'd be seeing at like 55% gains for Litecoin. So it's like no small feat, but it would be a beautiful starting point in terms of, man, there could be a really solid move here happening on the upside, right? However, at the same time, you flip that story, we see resistance here like we've always seen in this bear market of 2018. We've seen so much resistance at Fibonacci levels over and over and over again. And so often it has played into this story of rejection at the 50 EMA, right? And then just more lower lows. So you have to be extremely, extremely careful in like so many aspects of this market. Number one is not FOMOing, right? So, I didn't buy Litecoin up here, right? What I did actually was I traded some Litecoin for Bitcoin when the LTC BTC pair did well, right? The last couple of days. So, but these aren't the areas that I buy when I'm accumulating. And I want to throw that out there because I know I always talk about, hey, accumulate. But like, what does that mean for me? Well, it means not buying when it's up so much. It means buying when we see resistance, we see rejection, we see people start talking trash on Twitter, we see my YouTube comments get way more negative, right? And it would look like a move like this. We created a new lower high, we get a bounce down, we form a new lower low, $20. That's when I accumulate. That's what I do. And that's what I'll continue to do. And that tone, that approach will change when we enter a bull market. But we haven't even come close to a confirmed bull market, right? We haven't come close to a defined bottom. So, and I tweeted this and I've covered this on this channel. I continue to cover technical analysis with bearish tones because we're in a bear market. I think it would be stupid. It wouldn't do any justice to you if I'm just, constantly just hoping and trying to chart a bullish scenario. Because what you see on the screen, I would say is more likely to happen right now, which is a lower low, a $20 Litecoin, I believe is more likely to happen than breaking the 50 EMA above $34. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. And we could break above the 50 EMA. Like we could begin the bull run as I end this live stream, and we can break it. I know Tech Lords, I don't know if he's still here. Tech Lords thinks the bull market will begin in like 3.5 weeks, I believe it is. And there's so many people that have, different thought processes to this. And I think the best thing you can do is go out there, watch other people's perspectives, and formulate your own plan. So that's kind of my approach. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you go back to this chart, at the end of the day, I enjoy buying when you go to CoinMarketCap or you open up TradingView and you see most of the cryptos are down 10%, they're down 15%. That is when I accumulate. That's when I buy. And it's so, most often, technically, just the fact that you go in and you see these red prices, you see Bitcoin down 15% in a day, technically, it's a good opportunity to buy. Not just because it's down, right? What I mean is technically, there are patterns that have formed. There are supports being tested in a scenario like that when Bitcoin is down 15%. The stock RSI is extremely oversold, right? The MACD is like setting up for a turnaround in times like that so often. So even technically, indicators are saying, okay, it's a good time to buy. So, and that's why it's in my opinion, safer, better to buy the dips. In the long term, if you look forward 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever, I don't think it matters if you buy a $3,600 Bitcoin or a $2,500 Bitcoin. It's not going to matter as much. But the reason why it matters in the moment of buying is when you're getting a good buy and then you see all these short-term gains all of a sudden because you bought the fear. You see these short-term gains. It's good mentally. And it gets you in a habit. It gets you in a pattern of of buying fear. It gets you in a habit of not getting emotional. Because when the markets are down and people are freaking out and crypto Twitter is negative and YouTube comments are negative, it's not like the first inclination for most people to go out and buy, right? But if you can get yourself into that habit, right, of buying in a moment like that, and I'm not giving financial advice, I'm just saying, this is my thought. This is my approach. If you can get in a habit of buying those times, I think you'll do very well. Poseidon Lou, $9.99 super chats. Appreciate it, Lou. Dude, your profile picture is sick. Like, I feel like I actually have a back tattoo, but it's just not like a full back tattoo like yours. Thank you so much for the super chat, Poseidon Lou. My man, you're the man. Is Mac D the daddy Mac or the Mac daddy? So, and speaking of, those momentum oscillators, we have the MACD, we have the RSI, the stock RSI. Bitcoin right now, I want to throw this out there, it could continue bullish. It really could. Stock RSI, I'm very zoomed out, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the stock RSI still not even really in that overbought area, right? We can see a ton of momentum to the upside. The RSI just really climbed out in the last 2 days, climbed out of the oversold area. Has so much potential on the upside. And then the MACD, you can see, just got a MACD cross above the signal line. So we really do want to keep a track of these momentum oscillators. I'll probably in my next Bitcoin analysis cover the oscillators a little bit more. And then on the weekly, I do want to just take a look at the weekly to see what kind of candle is brewing, right? Because I know I think I tweeted or I did a video or something where I was just like, I could totally see Bitcoin revisiting like the $5,000 area. I think I tweeted that 2 weeks ago. And probably it was 2 weeks ago, I think. I think we were at like $3,600, $3,700. I could totally still see that. And the reason for that is a move similar to the bear markets that we had before. The more this story plays out, the more similarities there are. You see this really strong week right here for Bitcoin. And then a lot of little volatility in the next couple of weeks. And then it really had a month of just gains, right? We could be at the precursor of something like that. If you look at these two charts, there's the bear market, the end of it, 2015. And here we are now, right? We fell into this bottom area. And this is potentially what's happening right now. Just falling into this bottom area, might have a good week. And we might see some slow growth, right? This is Bitfinex. We might retest this 200 EMA. We might retest it up here in the $4,100 area. Would be a really key area to watch for Bitcoin on the weekly charts. And we really could see some moves for Bitcoin. But you really have to be prepared. I enjoy always buying the dips. So a dip in this bear market would look like something similar to this. There's a dip, right? Buying at that area of support that the bear market had for itself. Here's another dip. Accumulate. I like accumulating dips. I like when the market is red. I feel more comfortable buying. I feel better about it. And usually it always pays off. You have these short-term gains and you can be like, man, my portfolio's up until it's back down, right? That's the story of crypto. Alan Higgs, what's up, dude? $10 super chat. Alan Higgs. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate the super chat. You guys are crazy. We're having like a kind of a green day and you all are just like throwing out that money. Alan Higgs, I really appreciate the super chat. It means a lot. What's funny is like I did a video earlier, right? A Bitcoin technical analysis video earlier, and I wasn't planning on doing a live stream, but then I was thinking to myself, like, when's the last time I had an opportunity to just do a live stream when the markets are just killing it, right? Just killing it. And Litecoin killing it. And I didn't even finish my Litecoin technical analysis. I should probably finish that. So I have this note on the 4-hour chart. Litecoin broke through its target on the upside, right? Litecoin forming this rounded 50 EMA, beautiful sign on the 4-hour. So I want to throw out there's definitely potential. But right now, Litecoin kind of seeing this resistance area at the 200 EMA. So again, keep an eye on that, along with the 50 EMA on the daily, and then along with this channel, Fibonacci channel, which really, the 786 up here, 618 down there, there it is. Look at all that confluence happening. So we have the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, we have the 786, we have the 618, and then where is on the daily chart, the 50 EMA is right at 33. Just let's put that on there for context, right? So 33, literally that 786. So much resistance here. Really good. And besides just watching Bitcoin, really good area to watch in terms of the markets. If Litecoin is able to break that resistance area, we could potentially be on, a nice little run for the next couple of weeks or so. That doesn't mean we wouldn't be coming back down to these areas, but it could be a fun time for crypto. And then also I had this on the hourly. I don't do this often, but this is an hourly that I have up. So we have the 4-hour that we've been covering, right? And let me try and zoom in here. So we have this 4-hour, we have Litecoin leading like kind of up into that resistance area. We're not there right now. The beginning of that resistance area is $30. We're $1 away. So what that looks like on the hourly is this right here. You can see this rising wedge on the hourly. It would look like Litecoin, I'm sorry. Obviously, Litecoin kind of the bottom of this wedge right now. What I want to see is if Litecoin, I keep saying Bitcoin, revisits this area, $30, the beginning of that 618 to 786, breaks through it. That's what I want to see on the short term. Figured I'd do I never, rarely ever show an hourly chart on my channel. But since this is what I'm watching going into tonight, I figured I'd share it with you all. So let's see what happens. Those are my thoughts. This ended up being kind of a long live stream. Dang. My voice is it's gone. It's gone. Look at that. Isn't that just the sickest Christmas mug? Can't even beat it. Can't even beat it. Everybody, time for me to go relax. 10:30. The day is coming to an end. I appreciate all of you. Super chatters, you all got crazy. You all got crazy tonight. It means a lot. Your support for the channel means a lot. John Knight with a super chat. You guys, Merry Christmas. Thanks for your time. Dude, John Knight, appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Merry Christmas. God bless you and your family. Super chatters, everybody on here, likers, dislikers. If you're out there and you dislike the video right now, I love you. I love you all. Appreciate you guys hanging around in this crazy volatile market. It's really fun for me. I'm always learning from all of you. Appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button on your way out. More videos to come. Let's see what happens tonight. Follow the hourly on Litecoin. Let's see if Bitcoin can kind of approach and break its resistance areas. Time will tell. I do know one thing. It was a very, very good last couple days. So I hope you all are enjoying it. We will have patience. We will have emotional control. And we will continue on in this journey, in this war, in this crazy environment of cryptocurrency. Appreciate all of you once again. I will see you all in the next video. Have an awesome, awesome night, and God bless.